Support for the Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you in part by University of Idaho, Idaho's only Carnegie R1 classified research university. Our Carnegie R1 designation recognizes the discoveries we make that help our forests thrive. It means we're creating more doctors and doing real research to strengthen cybersecurity for Idaho businesses, our energy sector, and every Idahoan. More at go.uidaho.edu/Idaho-is-Idaho.
Hundreds of bills move through the Idaho legislature each session, and it can be hard to keep track of what's really at stake. The Connector follows the legislation that's gaining traction with clear reporting and local context you can trust. Stay connected to the State House with The Connector, Idaho Daily News. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
March is Women's History Month, and to celebrate, a group of trailblazing Idaho women will gather at Jump in Boise on Thursday to talk about how they're rewriting the blueprint in everything from sports, STEM, and public policy. It's part of a 5-part series by the city of Boise celebrating America's 250th anniversary. Our Morning Edition host, George Prentice, sat down for a preview with Lana Grable, the Director of External Affairs at Capital City Development Corporation, and Tanisha Eastman Dotson, Cultural Sites Program Coordinator with the City of Boise and the Irma Heyman House. So let's take a listen.
Well, let's talk about this event. And real quick, there's a panel as part of this event. It includes, and get a load of this, folks, Angela Taylor, President and co-founder of the Taylor Lead Foundation, Ellie Ansadigu, co-owner of Ansat's Basque Cuisine, Kathy Grismeyer, Director of Policy and Government Affairs for the City of Boise, and Robin Collins, Community Development Director for the City of Caldwell. So Lana Grable, talk to me about what you might hope for or expect from this panel and the qualities or the experiences that you're hoping to emerge.
Sure. George, I'm so excited and honored to be moderating this panel. This year's theme, Women Rewriting the Blueprint, is all about women stepping into fields like public policy and economic development, entrepreneurship, and other competitive sectors where leadership has traditionally been male-dominated, and bringing new perspectives to how these industries operate. And all of these women represent both impact and influence. I'm really hoping we hear honest conversations about navigating these industries where there wasn't always a clear path for women, and how each of these women are creating new pathways for the next generation.
Tanisha, I think you are uniquely qualified to speak to the phrase living legacy, let alone just legacies. What might that phrase mean to you?
Well, you're very kind, George. Living legacies means quite a lot to me. You know, when thinking about that term, it can seem a little bit daunting, but a legacy is what we are actively shaping right now. Hence why it is so important to put living in front of it. I think it is about the impact that we are creating right now, the relationships that we are creating right now, and the meaningful work that we are doing for our communities.
I'll ask you both of this, and Tanisha, maybe you can start things off. Might there have been a moment during the planning or preparation for this event that kind of really affirmed its importance to you and your team?
Yes, we had a really unique opportunity to look at living legacies through the lens of America 250. And while we were looking through that, we discovered one of the themes being unfinished revolutions. And that really resonated with us. And that caused a moment where we started to really look at the community that we were dwelling in and the women specifically who were in the community that were leading that charge across many, many different sectors. We thought about what it meant for us to be Americans, what it meant for us to live in this country. And we thought about the climate. And honestly, at that moment, people just naturally started to enter the conversation. And that's a lot of how this panel was shaped. And it's very interesting because a lot of those women also were having similar conversations to what was happening in our brainstorm. So at that moment, it reaffirmed for me that it is important to have an event like this, an event where we are recognizing the power of quiet activism, the power of people who are actually currently doing the work to make change and make progress.
Lana, I'm guessing as you approach this event, I mean, what was it for you where the dots started to really connect?
I think the first conversation with Tanisha when she had reached out, one, and I know I've shared this already, I'm just so honored to be trusted with the conversation and to sit alongside these women and help share their stories.
Hmm.
For me, as Tanisha had mentioned, the political climate, both nationally and in Idaho, isn't lost on me. And it's March, which happens to be International Women's Month.
Right.
All of these kind of stars aligned. And from my personal experience, representation matters. I am a refugee and I've spent a lot of time kind of looking for my place here. And so being asked to moderate this panel is a real honor, and that, many of these sectors represented have historically been male dominated and, dare I say, white male dominated. And seeing women leading these spaces helps normalize that leadership and creates a path for the next generation. So I'm so honored and excited to be a part of this.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Lana, what should I know about Tanisha?
Oh, Tanisha, let me try to say this succinctly. She is a quiet force. I can speak about Tanisha for a long time, but for brevity's sake, she is probably one of the most powerful but quiet. She talked about, the quiet activism, and I can't think of another person who embodies that. She has done so much with the Irma Heyman House, with arts and history, and for our community. And you would have to spend some time with her to know that, because she'll never share that in a way that boasts. And I
Okay,
think she's
Tanisha,
incredible.
what should I know about Lana?
Lama is that she's so layered. She's so multifaceted. Likewise, I could speak a lot about her, but something that I feel like you should know about Lana is that she is someone who you can feel her impact through what she does, through her persona, through how she makes people feel. I've gotten the opportunity to, collaborate with her, to speak with her several times, and she always leads with care and connection. And she has quiet strength as well that is truly felt throughout the community. That's why it was so important for us to invite her to be a part of this panel. You see 4 panelists, but you will see on March 5th, you will see 5 powerhouse women, and Lana is very much a part of that.
Okay, I've only got a couple of minutes left, but Lana, I'm sensing that this is a moment where past meets present, right? And this might be one of those moments where America 250 is current events, right?
I think it's important to know that it's not every day that we get to commemorate a milestone like the anniversary of America's founding. And this occasion, and really this panel, calls on us to connect to our country's past, but to also make sure that we as a community, as Boiseans of all ages and backgrounds across our valley, see ourselves in the history and appreciate the relevance, but also understand how the people of this country and the diverse people of this country in the past have shaped where we are today and how we're a part of America's story.
And Tanisha, could you speak to that about reaching back to the past, but it just naturally connects to the present?
Yeah, absolutely. This being America 250 has given us an opportunity to really reflect on the progress that we've made and the progress that we still can make. And it's afforded us an opportunity, especially with Living Legacies, to use that as a celebration to honor what we have done. And we still have a long way to go, but to celebrate where we are right now in this moment.
That was Lana Graybill, the Director of External Affairs at Capital City Development Corporation, and Tanisha Eastman Dotson, Cultural Sites Program Coordinator with the City of Boise and the Irma Heyman House, speaking with our Morning Edition host, George Prentice, about the event Living Legacies and Changemakers, Idaho Women Rewriting the Blueprint. That's coming up Thursday at Jump in Boise. And that'll do it for this episode of Idaho Matters. Thanks so much for listening. And just a reminder, you can find all of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Terry Gross, host of Fresh Air. Hey, take a break from the 24-hour news cycle with us and listen to long-form interviews with your favorite authors, actors, filmmakers, comedians, and musicians, the people making the art that nourishes us and speaks to our times. So listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.